Hi and welcome to Ru's Kitchen and Garden. So I am out here harvesting some of these tuar beans. I didn't get many, but it doesn't matter because, as you know, I pluck these whenever I see harvestable ones, and then when the quantity is not enough, I freeze them. I clean them, as in I sort the beans out and then I freeze them. So I have a lot of frozen beans down there, Lilwa tuar or green tuar or the fresh tuar, not the dried variety. So let's go down to the kitchen now and let's make a Gujarati special recipe today, which is called Dana Muthianu Shak. Now it's obviously Gujarati people make it and it's a Gujarati recipe, but I am making it slightly differently and in a way that I have grown up eating. So let's head to the kitchen and let's start making this Dana Muthianu Shak. Let's begin with the ingredients. So obviously we will first need tuar, the fresh tuar like I mentioned, and see this is the quantity that we keep freezing and peeling and freezing. Then that must be 1 cup of tuar, 250 grams or something, 1.5 cup, so maybe 300 grams of tuar. And then this is 2 small tomatoes, fine chopped. We will need at least 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. This is very important. Then we will need at least 4 to 5 of muthiyas. Now these muthiyas are basically fenugreek and gram flour dumplings. So you mix fenugreek, you mix besan and all the haldi, red chili powder, turmeric, dhania, jeera powder, green chili. You make a dough, you roll it out, you also add sesame seeds and oil and salt. You roll it out and you either deep fry it or you can even steam it. Mine are deep fried. Now if you feel that, oh my god, this is deep fried, then you can compensate in the vegetable by adding less oil if you want to make it healthy. This is actually a very healthy recipe because besan gives you the protein, methi gives you the fiber, and also reduces your sugar, your insulin spike and stuff like that. So if you want to compensate, add less oil in your veggie while you're making it, or you can even steam it and not deep fry it. Now the best part about this is I make it and I freeze it, and whenever you need to add it in your undio or any other vegetable, you can just take it out, defrost it and start using it right away. We'll also need some groundnut oil. We also have some peanut powder. This is optional, but I'm going to add it. Then we need some spicy red chili. We need powder, spicy red chili powder, dhania powder. We need jeera powder. This is like say 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoon of cumin and double of that dhania powder. Then we have some turmeric here. We have some jeera. And we also have some hing. That will be all. Now what we need to do first is we need to pound this garlic and the spicy red chili powder together and make it into a paste along with some salt. So let's start doing that. Here I've added all the garlic. I've added 3 teaspoons of red chili powder, spicy type. You see how much spice you need and you add it accordingly. And 2 teaspoons of salt so that the paste can become fine. First in the pan, when you've added oil, add this beans and fry them off first nicely so that the rawness goes away and also it gets cooked later easily. So we are going to just fry this little bit in the oil, okay, but nicely. So that's what. Fry it slightly till you see little brown spots or like the color changes. Till then you got to fry. Yeah. So not too much like I said, but yeah, you see this, let me just show you some brown. Little brown spots start appearing or the color starts changing a bit from the lush green to a little paler green. Now is the time you need to remove it and keep it aside. You see these brown spots a little bit. Of course not everything will get brown, that will take a lot of time and that's not what we are trying to achieve. A little brown spots is good enough. Take it out of the pan and now again add a little bit more oil in the pan and start your cooking. So we are waiting for the oil to heat and this is how fine our paste has become. It's very nice, smelling very nice. So this is the garlic, red chili and salt, okay. Now once the oil is hot, which I can see it is, add some jeera in your pan and let it sizzle. Then you add some hing to your pan. Oh, there are no spoons in any of these. And then you add your turmeric in the pan. And then you add this red chili paste, this red chili and garlic paste to the pan and give it a nice mix. Okay. Yeah. Now when you fried your chutney, for a little while in the oil. Add your tomatoes to this and then mix it well. After you've added your tomato and you have nicely mixed it for some time, cover it for 2-3 minutes. So all the water is, all the moisture comes out from the tomatoes. Okay. Remove the top. The tomatoes left water now. You can see, add your tuor to it and give it a nice mix. Again now, cover it for 5 minutes at least. So I'm opening this now. Again, looks that tomatoes have gone soft. Now I'm going to add this is 1 teaspoon of cumin powder and 2 teaspoons of dhania powder, that is coriander powder, and half a teaspoon of garam masala. Add it and mix it nicely so that it doesn't burn. And also at this point only we can add our muthias. And I'm also going to add some hot water. I've checked for salt. You also check for salt. So if you feel the salt is less, then you can add. And this is half a cup of hot water. This will help everything cook, and it will also help the muthias to take in the flavor of the curry. I will also add my peanut powder at this point. I said peanut powder is optional, and but I'm adding it because it also thickens the gravy and also adds protein to your dish and healthy fat. So now I'm going to cover this again. Have some fine chopped coriander here. Here, as you know, I add a bit while the curry is cooking and I add a bit for garnish. So I'm going to add some here. And now let the curry keep cooking and coming to a thicker consistency. And also we need to let the tuor go soft. So that's it. Just cover it and maybe give it some 10-15 minutes on slow gas for it to nicely soak up the flavors, for the tuor to nicely cook well and everything to come together. So this is it. This is the dana muthianu shak, and in my way, not the typical Gujarati way. This is how I've been eating it. So I hope you liked today's recipe and you're going to make it. Thank you for watching Ru's Kitchen and Garden. Take care. Bye.